Mm-hmm.
But where we left off specifically is Marruk came back in after having gone and done some stretches or gotten some food or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as who's voicing who, All-Star, I know you want to do Rhoun.
Yes, please, thank you.
We have Marrowyn, Marruk, and Chief open.
I forgot.
And Tucker.
I forgot that Ice wasn't going to be here today because I knew he wanted to try giving Marrowyn a try. But I mean, if anyone else wants to do Marrowyn, then by all means, you can have the role. Like, I'm not fussed either way.
I was gonna give Marruk another shot
Hell yeah!
Excellent.
Okay.
with less Batman voice. A lot less Batman voice.
It did kind of sound like a Christian Bale Batman voice.
It really did.
It really did. I liked it, though. I liked it. Okay, Tucker and Marrowyn are open.
I'm reprising Tucker.
Tucky
Big
Wucky,
dog.
okay.
What if I was the big dog?
You want
You want to be Marrowyn Boos? All right.
Yeah.
I don't remember like what people were doing for him. But
I could probably give you like a quick just sort of gist of like, my
A demo
voice
reel?
room. Yeah. Well, what I mainly do for Marrowyn is I mainly just use a deeper, huskier voice, and I kind of make him speak a bit fast whenever he's very, very distressed. But
I see.
that's basically what I do for him, and I hope it works.
That's so poggy.
Indeed. That's the buggies.
Tucker, what is this one word in your vocabulary? It says, poggers?
Oh no.
Another one of my characters is confused by pog.
God, I could not imagine if Tucker actually said poggers.
Oh god.
It tells them that keeping him in this room is very much not cash money of them.
Oh no.
This is not very PogChamp.
That was not very quag.
How does the mic sound right now, by the way?
Oh, wow. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
What mic is that? Is that the Blue Yeti mic?
That is my Blue Yeti mic, yes.
I want to use it more often. Hi.
Hi. Oh, apparently that did something for Jackson. Good to know.
We sound so much crisper now.
He likes the crispiness.
I do like the crispiness, yes.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay.
I am ready to start whenever everybody else is ready. How's my mic sound? I am not turning off my air conditioning, so I apologize for the background noise, but it's 100 degrees out. Right
Actually,
now.
I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any air conditioning.
I don't either.
Okie dokie.
Oh yeah, and
We shall continue.
the recording has been going for a fair bit, so don't worry about that.
Nice.
All right, we are starting now. The door opens, and it seems Marruk is done stretching. He stands wide off to the side, just staring at us. Rhoun seems to have not noticed his arrival yet. I offer a limp wave, which he seems to choose to ignore, walking past us and returning to his post.
Oh, hello, officer, sir.
Don't bother me while I'm on duty. Technically, I'm a lieutenant, damn it! Not some cheap, corrupt officer.
Sorry, sir.
Marruk just sits down, grumbling something, and checks his monitor. What a jackass. It's not really comforting to know he's rude to everyone and not just me. I try to yell at him, but Rhoun is here. He can't even understand me anyways, so what's the point? Maybe I'll just tell Marrow about this. Whatever, he's not worth my time. Rhoun looks totally out of it, too. Maybe these two have bad blood? I can't imagine Rhoun doing anything, though. Whatever it was, it's probably Marruk's fault. I decide to tap on the glass to try and bring Rhoun back to reality. Fortunately, he hears me.
Hey. Bud? I'm sorry. I don't know what to call you. I think Dr. Marrowyn told me, but I didn't write it down, so it's gone. I hope Bud is okay.
I just nod.
Right. Cool. Sorry, I forgot. What were we talking about? I think I have to go soon. My coworkers are probably wondering where I am. I always hand out the morning assignment. I always hand out the morning assignments in, well, in the morning.
Oh, right. He's got a job to do. And I do wish we had more time to just chat today. Well, calling it a chat is a bit of an overstatement. He kind of just talked at me. But it was a nice reprieve all the same. I do long to hold a conversation in any regard with anyone. Almost anyone. Rhoun steps back from the glass and gives himself a light dusting off.
If you're ever allowed out, you can come and visit me. If you want. Or maybe you could help out, like carry some tools. It's always nice to have more paws around the station. We're a bit understaffed. Only if you want to. We could also just talk.
That sounds great, Ronan. Thank you.
Nodding to make sure he understands. He just smiles and takes his leave, throwing a very slight look behind him as he goes as if to check on Marruk. There are no goodbyes shared between the two. And it doesn't take long for Marruk to realize that Rhoun has left and casually bring the wall back down. It seems like we're back to square one with him. Guess I should be thankful he's not assaulting me. But still, I'm just so confused by his actions. If you could pick a lane and choose between hating me or not, it would be better than whatever this is. Well, I guess I'll get back to whatever I was doing. What was that again? Oh, right, my shitty book. From one journey to the next, I suppose. A few marks pass. I've since put my book down. I cannot bear to read anymore. Looking to the wall, it seems I'm still trapped. I really wish they would provide me with more entertainment. But then again, they did give me back my backpack. And I am in jail. Kind of? It seems this might be more temporary housing than anything. I wish Doc was here. He'd explain it to me. Noticing my almost empty notebook on the table and some pencils lying about gives me an idea. It's probably worthwhile to start a journal of some sorts. Just logging what's happened in the past few days and writing down everyone's names and professions to make sure I don't mess them up. Anyways, writing has always been a decent way to pass the time. I only manage a few pages of jumbled thoughts before I hear someone talking from the other side of the wall. I casually scoot over to the wall, trying to learn from last time. Although, truth be told, I have no idea how I look from the other side, so it could be super obvious.
Ah. Professor Senna, what?
Oh, we don't have a tier.
Oh shit.
I
can fill it.
Connie.
Or
Or Kanan, you can fill it.
Oh god. Okay. Just checking in on our... Get...
They're fine. And writing. Think.
Ah, I see. May I?
Of course.
The wall comes down. I try to act surprised before standing up and facing Tyr and Marruk. I offer a casual wave to which neither of them respond. Although Tyr doesn't look upset at least.
Hello there, Tucker. I hope you've been well. I was merely on my way to a meeting, and I thought I'd check in on you. Turns out I still need a couple of days to fix up the learning AI. But it has been promising so far. Your language is truly fascinating. I don't fully understand how it works, but the composition is something else. Anyways, I'm glad to see you are well, and in capable hands no less.
Capable? Marruk? I guess.
No, I can't be late. I must head off. Marruk, have you seen Dr. Marrowyn anywhere? That pup is always running tests, and I can never quite catch him.
He was here earlier, sir, but not for long. Around the 9th mark.
9th? Wasn't he slated for the whole morning shift?
No, sir. He sent... Head of maintenance Tyran was here, sir.
Really? I'm surprised Marrowyn managed to find him. Speaking of Tyran, though, he has quite a good neural, too. I wonder...
Wonder? Sir?
Hmm? Oh, yes. I believe Director Tyran may be a good candidate for the learning AI as well. He fits the fairly slim criteria after all. I was just going to have Marrowyn download it, but the more the better with this sort of program.
Sir, I'm not so sure about that. I believe almost anyone else would be a better fit. Director Tyran has a history of being, well, difficult.
Nonsense. I've read his files. He's just shy, even if the psych evals are anything to go by.
But, sir...
No excuses, Marruk. I know what you were referring to, and I won't hear it.
Huh? Referring to what?
I know you still hold a grudge about what happened, but I need more people to help with this.
He gestures at me.
And we're short-staffed as it is.
Well, I'll do it then, sir. I'll take his place.
What are you talking about? You know only Karain with neurals can... Oh.
Yeah, see? I'm a much better candidate than him.
Huh, I'm sorry for not considering you earlier. Had I known your dedication to this post, I would have signed you up earlier. Well, no worries. I'll sign you up as well.
You mean you'll sign me up instead of him?
No.
But sir,
Lieutenant Ceres, the more people we have with the AI, the faster it will learn. I am signing you up for the test as well. You and Director Tyran.
Sir, wait, I misspoke. I mean, I'd rather it be just one of us.
I know what you meant. I'm simply overruling your decision.
He turns to me.
Well, looks like you'll have 3 caretakers now. At least until the AI can run its course and we can decimate your method of communication more efficiently. Now, I must be off. I'm late as is.
With that, he makes a quick heel turn and heads for the door. A stunned Marruk shakes off his stupor and chases after him.
Wait, sir!
I feel like I've seen this before. I wonder what Tyr meant by 3 caretakers. Does he mean Marruk, Rhoun, and Doc? I didn't think Doc and Marruk had neurals. Although I only really learned what they are today. So maybe it's not that weird that they have them. Well, I already knew I was stuck with Marruk, but maybe if Doc is around, he won't be such an ass. He seems to behave himself around him. Well, not really. But at least Doc calls him out on it. I guess he's a sucker for authority, and I think Marrowyn outranks him in some way. Or something like that. It might be nice to get to know all of them in truth. Maybe they'll calm down once Doc proves I'm not some monster carrying a space plague. Soon enough. Soon enough. It doesn't take long for a dejected Marruk to come back. I try to not pay attention to him. I don't want to upset him more than he already is. If he is upset. He's being suspiciously quiet about it. I sneak a glance at him and he's just sitting there, head in his paws. Shit. Now I feel bad. It's not my place to do anything, though. He'll be fine. I'm sure any help I offer would just upset him more. Turning just a bit more towards him turns out to be a mistake, as I'm quickly met with a piercing blue eye. I don't have time to pretend I wasn't looking as he jumps up, clearing the distance between himself and the wall in a matter of seconds. He rears up as if to lay into me, standing as tall as he can, arm raised, before just letting out a big sigh and turning away. What was that? I instinctively mutter.
Are you alright?
Before I could even stop myself. Wait, no! Don't talk to him! He'll just find some excuse to yell again. He slowly looks at me and I prepare for the worst. But he ends up looking away down the hall. I know I'm not his preferred assignment. But I can't really change that. And he stops himself, pondering his next words while staring at his shoes.
I'm gonna go get some chow. Don't go anywhere.
And he just walks out. I try to watch him leave, but I can barely see down the hallway as is. He at least left the wall down so I can see. Well, it's not much. It's just the hallway. This is the first time I've been alone like this, though. That I know of, at least. Wonder how much longer I'll be here. Alone. Not sure how much I can take. I think it's past lunch now, with no sign of Doc. I'm not super hungry, although I feel I should be. I've barely eaten anything more than grains the past few days, and I'm sure that's going to bite me in the ass. And I really hope he figures out what else I can eat. If not just for my health, at least so I can have some variety. With nothing else to do, I just lay down and try to get some rest. 7 spheres dance around an orange star. The waves of gravity, cast from their stellar shores, flow around me, lulling me deeper into blissful nothingness. The calm of a still void. The sounds of the titans around me echo through my skin, unheard yet tremendous. And then, I feel eternity staring into the back of my skull, and dare to face it. Looking up, as much as up can be ascertained in a void, brings me face to face with a single point in a sea of darkness. An impossibility that I must stare down and take as an absolute. The loss of stars. How is it so lonely and so insular, and yet grand? I reach out to meet my peer, stretching as far as I can. It feels like light years, and I wake up. Ugh, the fuck was that dream? Right, I dozed off after... Right. Sitting up too fast, I'm met with a head rush, but it passes. Fuck. I really need to be eating more. And not just more oatmeal. Something substantial. I shake off my malaise and turn to the wall, which, surprisingly, is still in its window form. Marruk is back from wherever he went. I hope for both our sakes, mostly mine, that he's cooled down. Even in my barely roused state, I can tell that he's seen me. His ears perk up just a bit, and his eyes flit to me for but a second. Well, he is supposed to be good at his job after all. And I haven't escaped yet, so I guess I can attest to it. Standing up and stretching, I walk over to the mirror and splash some water on my face. Despite everything, I've looked worse. I think I'm going to need to find a way to stay up through the whole day at some point. These naps are killing me. Maybe it's just the bed and the lingering sense of dread. But these have been some restless naps. And that dream. I've had some lucid dreams back home, but it felt strange. Never mind. They're never welcome. Most of the time I end up just waking up in a panic. At least it's never turned into sleep paralysis or anything. I'll just chalk that one up to my anxiety playing a fool of me. I pour myself a glass of water and sit at my desk, picking up where I left off with my little journal. I feel like I have a lot to write, but at the same time, I feel I could write a thesis about what I've been through. Oh, I misread that. I feel like I don't have a lot to write, but at the same time, I feel I could write a thesis about what I've been through. Not that anyone would read it. But hey, I think by default, I'm the most knowledgeable human there is when it comes to Karain. Finally, something solid for my resume. I rack my mind to remember every little detail so far from what's been said to me and around me. It's a bit hard to recall through the haze of fear and worry that's been plaguing me, but I do my best. I manage to zone out once I get into it, and I get a few good pages done until I realize there's someone looming over me. I jump back as I realize Marruk has been leaning against the glass watching me for some time now. We lock eyes, and he seems more confused than annoyed.
Can I help you?
He says nothing, instead just looking at my notebook. I know he can't read any of it. Even still, it's strange. What interest could he have in me now all of a sudden? Maybe I missed something while I was out? Finally, he breaks the silence.
So, you're really an alien, huh?
Is he joking? Surely he hasn't waited all this time to take in that piece of information. Fortunately for me, he either realizes his own fault in the question, or notices my blatant confusion and elaborates.
I mean, I don't know, I expected...
You cut off there, Zev.
Sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, I expected more. Like, a bunch of creepy eyes, or like big spines or something. But you're just... normal. Almost. You nap, you write, you don't even walk or eat differently, really. Feels... wrong.
I am normal.
Damn it, this is getting annoying. I just nod along, curious where he'll go with this if he wishes to continue.
It's just throwing me off. Seeing Doc basically go head over heels for you, to me you're basically just a delinquent kid with a fur problem. I'm told to guard you with my life. Knowledge of you getting out is punishable with immediate termination of my position. I'm told you're the discovery of a lifetime. But I can't help think you're just... normal.
I guess I haven't really thought about myself like that. I was never one to have an inflated ego or anything, and being the center of attention like this is certainly new for me, and frankly unwelcome.
Just... damn it. Just tell me. Are you the discovery of a lifetime? Or are you just some poor kid caught up in... whatever the fuck this is? Because from out here, looking in, you just look too scared and clueless.
Well, so much for this guy picking a lane. Not having the slightest where we'd stand. But, I mean... I guess he really couldn't have hit the nail on the head more with that description. I have no idea how I got here. What the powers that be want from me, anything really. With a somewhat affirming shrug and some nods, I hope I get my message across. He just stands there for a while, eyeing me up. I can't tell if any of this is grounds for me to be worried or not. Or if I should even be telling him any of this. But I can't think of much better to do. especially since it's been made so clear to me, and him, that we are stuck together for now.
Seems about right.
And he just turns around and sits back on his bench. Is that it? I'm more confused than I before.
Hey, wait! What do you mean? What are you even asking?
And the wall comes crashing down. Sitting dejected, I just stare at the wall, knowing where he is, hoping that I can somehow pierce the veil. I, of course, cannot, so I try to dig inwards and process what the hell just happened. Was he trying to connect with me? Or was that all from his own for his own benefit? What benefit would that even be if I'm the one in the cage? I really hope this language, AI, whatever it is, thing works. I've got some questions of my own that I'd like to ask. After a few more marks of writing, I can't think of anything else I really have to record. I've caught up on the important stuff. In fact, I've rewritten it twice now. Learning AIs exist, whatever that means. Monitors are basically weird big phones. These dogs are called Karain. Definitely not going to win any awards for my notes in the margins, but for now it's enough to get my ideas sorted out. Translating their names into written language is harder than I thought it'd be, though, with no way to tell if I've misspelled them. I just end up writing most of them phonetically. Good enough for now. Maybe I can parse something from their written language later. That was a good transition. Putting down my book and looking around, I guess it's probably almost dinner time. I decide to make a risky play and stand up staring at the wall, knocking on it a few times for good measure. It doesn't take long before I'm staring up at Marruk.
What do you want, Kit?
As pleasant as ever, I see. Guess we've both learned nothing. Giving him my best intimidating stare, unsure of how effective it will be, I mime eating out of a bowl, hoping he follows along.
Seems like someone's impatient. Food's not for another mark.
He checks his monitor.
Well, maybe less. I'll message Doc. He's probably just begging to come over anyways.
With that, the wall comes back and I'm left waiting. Fortunately for me, he was in line, and not but a few minutes later, I hear the door open on the other side.
Hello, Tucker. I hope you've had a decent day. I brought you a gift.
Oh? Is it the keys to the cell? Or maybe a better bed sheet?
Yes, that's right. It's dinner.
Good enough, I suppose. Sitting on the bench, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that the tray he's brought in has more than one dish on it. It looks like he brought some of that soup thing with him and salad. And also a bowl of oatmeal.
I dedicated a good portion of the day figuring out what you can eat. As to, not poison you again like a bad doctor. Yes. So I believe this should be all good. It was fascinating to find that your species has a similar immune system. And by similar, I mean wildly different. But they react the same way. So it's just a matter of some routine tests. Your samples show no negative reactions to anything here. I believe something in those wafers you had may have caused an issue. Although I'm not entirely sure. Once again, I am so sorry about my negligence. I promise it will never happen again.
When he finally stops his monologue and faces me, he notices I already have half the salad in my mouth, and I can barely manage to stifle a smile for him. He stares at me blankly before scumming to a small laughing fit.
Ha! Ha ha! It seems I had nothing to fear after all. Well, enjoy.
He takes his seat next to me and sits there smiling, occasionally taking some notes. I'd be more worried if I wasn't a bit used to being observed already. Well, not used to it per se, but I understand the necessity. The salad, while devoid of basically any seasoning, is still a breath of fresh air compared to the bland porridge I've had the past couple of days.
Zev dropped.
Rip Zev.
Alright.
And Zev is back.
Yippee, Zev's back.
Yippee! Even just the change in texture is enough to almost bring me to tears. The small, bitter, and spicy aftertaste has grown on me as well. Do they taste things differently? Maybe it's sweet for them? I wonder if they can eat onions. I snap out of it and finish my salad. Moving on to the soup, it still has that beautiful top layer of bronzed oils and a sunken root of some kind at the bottom. I wonder how many ingredients it really is. Doc said it was vegetable-based, I think. I wonder if he cooks. Speaking of, I wonder when he eats. I always see him bring something for Marruk and myself, but he never has anything himself. He's the biggest damn Korean I've seen so far, so he must eat a ton. Maybe it's just at different times. He is busy after all.
Thanks, Doc. I really needed a break from oatmeal.
He just smiles politely.
I have a bit of time tonight to stay here if you need anything. Or perhaps we can try some more questions? I believe I left the board here after all.
Oh, right, yeah. I should try to be taking more advantage of this. Though I end up just standing there with the board waiting for a prompt.
Oh, right. Well, I was curious about some aspects of your species, but I am unsure how well you will be able to answer those. Might just have to do more tests for that. Let's see. Marruk, do you have any ideas for Tucker here?
Ideas. What do you... Oh, right.
Actual questions this time, please.
Yeah, I got it the first time, Doc. I don't know. What did you do back wherever you came from?
Oh my, have we not even asked that? How could that have slipped our minds?
This again? I guess it's a fairly common question to ask. Hell, I even got asked this back home. Although I have a feeling students might not impress these two as much as they'd like. I'll still let them know as best I can. Drawing an assortment of books and pencils, I realize once again I have no idea how to convey the concept of being a student. Why am I nervous? It's not even an important question. I hold up my sign and they both just seem confused. Doc guesses writer and Marruk guesses reporter. I just wave them off. Maybe this idea will have to wait.
Well, I suppose it will be a mystery for now. Not that we don't have enough of those already, but I suppose one more is nothing to worry about. Oh! I did want to ask you about something. Do you think you could try to explain your level of technology to me? I know it might be rudimentary with just drawings, but Professor Seno was talking about the device he had in your possession, and it was surprisingly complicated. Not more complicated than a monitor, but still. I was curious what else your species has achieved.
I can probably draw that out in some way for him. Although I'm not sure how impressed he will be with what we have. Drawing a car, a satellite, and a spaceship seem like a decent choice. Holding up the board for Doc to see, I noticed Marruk casually trying to get a better view from the other side of the glass.
Oh my! Is this a satellite? Or some kind of telecommunications device?
I give an affirmative nod.
How fascinating. Another species capable of long-distance wireless communication. I suppose I should have expected as much considering some of the facets of your device, but I wanted to hear it from you first. Well, you know what I mean.
I think you're missing the important one there.
What do you mean, Marruk?
Look at that third one. Doesn't that strike you as a stellar craft of some kind? I mean, he even drew stars around it.
Oh. I thought those were explosions. Is that a spaceship? Is your species capable of space flight?
I give a slightly more worried but still affirmative nod.
Oh my. But wait. I thought you mentioned you did not know how you arrived. Were you misinforming us? We haven't detected any external ships around our location. At least, not any that I've heard of.
We haven't. Trust me, Doc. First thing I did was order a scan of the area. Nothing came back.
No, wait. You are capable of spaceflight. But that's not how you got here?
Correct.
I say with a nod.
So you really don't know how you got here. I wonder if Professor Seno has any ideas. I know you've been asked that question already. It's just hard to believe. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if teleportation is a thing here. I doubt it, but that's the only theory I could provide right now. And by theory, I mainly mean an insane idea. Maybe Doc is right. Tyr seems to have a handle on things around here.
Oh, Tucker. Speaking of Professor Seno, I wanted to say that he told me that he made some breakthrough today on the language AI after visiting you. Apparently an issue he was having got resolved. Something about formatting? He tried to explain it to me, but the programming side of things usually go over my ears a little bit. He thinks it'll be done in just a day or two now, though. So hang in there. I'm sure this isn't easy.
I manage to smile for him, but I think he knows it's a bit forced. And he's right. This hasn't been easy, and I don't think things are going to be easy once I'm out of here. I'm not saying I don't want to leave. I would very much like to be out of my cell now. Or at least have a better bed, but still. Maybe now's a good time to ask. I grab Marrow's attention.
What is it?
I try my best to mimic shivering. I'd really appreciate if I could get some more clothes at least.
Are you sick? Why are you rubbing your arms? Oh! Are you cold? I haven't even thought of that. Without fur, your species probably prefers warmer climates than most Karain. Well, I'll see if I can get the temperature raised in here a bit. Marruk, is that okay? I know you have a propensity for warmer weather.
Oh, didn't say anything, did it? What? Yeah, it's fine, Doc. You know where I'm from.
Right. Well, I'll try to tell someone to raise the temperature in here. In lieu of that, though, I will try to see what I can do about getting you some heavier clothes. Although, you are quite small compared to most of the crew. I'll have to ask around.
The chief's probably closest. What does he wear?
He has mostly custom tailored outfits, which I doubt he'd offer to share even for this. And besides, you don't want to see what he thinks is fashionable.
That bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know better than me.
Yes. Well, I should be going now anyways. It's getting late. Is there anything else I can do for you tonight? I should have more time tomorrow to stop by.
As I cannot think of anything to ask, I simply shake my head no.
Well then, enjoy your night, Tucker.
Marrowyn smiles and raises up to his full impressive height, giving me one last look before he turns for the door. I'd say it was a normal farewell, but I try not to dwell on it now. Doc's been good to me, so, and if something was up, he'd tell me. I think. I hope. After he takes his leave, I take a little time to write down some last notes in my journal before the lights are flipped to what I can only imagine is night mode. The cool blue comes in like a tide, guiding me to the bed. Before I lie down, I take a look behind me and notice the wall hasn't come up yet. Not that I'm complaining. But it's almost a shock to see Marruk lying on his back, with a monitor screen casting a soft scarlet light on his muzzle. He seems diligently at work, although I cannot see, let alone understand, the contents of his screen. Maybe he just forgot to bring back the partition. Has he just been sleeping on that bench for the past few days? Surely he can go back to his room or quarters or whatever they have here. Is that why he's been so angry? Now that I think about it, and I do remember him mentioning something that would imply he has to stay here. Or someone did, at least. Damn. My bed doesn't seem so bad anymore. As I cannot do anything about it, nor would I want to disturb him right now. I curl up in my bed and try to fall asleep. It's still too cold, but I suppose I did all I could to change that. Maybe in the morning. I hope I don't have any more dreams. This nightmare's been enough. Day 3. And we'll initiate a quick break.
Woohoo!
Let's go.
Yay, Boost! You did great as Marrowyn.
Ha!
Good job,
Yay.
And Sam as Marruk is always good.
I
Oh,
love
Boost, you
Zev.
sounded really good. Trust me, you sounded great.
Also, Al, I'm so happy to hear more of your Rhoun.
Don't worry, we'll get more of it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Right.
It was very good.
We've had like terrible timing with you voicing him, but don't worry. I think he shows up during day 3.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
I mentioned it in chat very briefly, but I think I have a small theory that I just now realized that I
Mhm.
kind of want to share. Now I don't need any confirmation on this, but so from the conversation Marruk had with Tyr, it's like we know that Rhoun has a neural in his head. Like
Yep.
Tyr implies that Marruk has one too, which I think we can all pretty much guess is his eye. So that's probably in his eye somewhere. And I think the chief also mentioned that Marrowyn is gonna have it downloaded too, which I think, which to me then like implies that like Marrowyn might also have a neural. And want to know where I'm guessing it is? I'm guessing it's on his heart. I think he has a neural implanted on his heart because with the intro with all threes flashing like blue, yellow, red, like whilst it's the least apparent with Marrowyn, you do see him breaking a heart rate monitor. So I think you see Rowan break his arm. You see Marruk wake up with blood dripping from his face and then the flash from his eye. I think Marrowyn's is on his heart. I don't know what effect that has on him, but I get the feeling it might be messing with his eating habits since he's noted to not eat. So maybe he eats something very specific, or he eats at irregular times, or he does maintenance
He's
on
got
himself.
that puppy pacemaker.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm I'm theorizing, and the fact that these are all highlighted in the intro makes these neurals feel a lot bigger in the narrative than what they might normally be. Like they're bigger narrative wise than the axioms in RTF, and honestly, I am interested to see what they do with it, if my theory is correct.
The puppy pacemaker.
Aww.
Very good theory.
No, Mars.
Boring ass school. Mars is on that school grind. SMH. Trying to get an education? Shame. Typing that right now.
Jeez.
How dare you try and get an education to better your life quality?
How dare you?
How dare they?
Imagine spending thousands upon thousands of dollars to go into debt just to get an education.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
It couldn't have been me.
Nah, I'm just a furry on the internet.
I'm labbing Johnny while we're going through this.
Bro's
just
playing
doing
Guilty
something.
Gear while we're reading Rosie Travel. That's
Listen.
Ooh.
You know how easy it is to just do repetitive actions over and over again while you do something else. This is
It's very true.
This is the perfect thing to have in the background.
That is
Extremely
not
true.
very poggers.
Why do you think I was listening to Yugen and Ice's cold read before you depart whilst animating?
Exactly.
Live reads are perfect, my guy.
True. Very true. Still, how dare you, Bruce?
How dare you not give us all your attention?
Yeah.
This will not be forgotten.
I will not forget.
We shall never forget.
We will not forgive. We will not forget.
God damn it, I was about to, but you beat me to it.
Zev is quick on the draw with his references.
Everyone will remember that.
Okay, did we want to do any swaps for voicing?
How y'all feeling?
I feel like I'm still like swapping slightly, but I'm having a good time, so I want to keep going, if that's okay.
That's fine.
I
want you to keep going.
I personally love your take on Marruk, so like
Oh god, your Marruk is really good. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
so by all means keep
The-
going.
It's really nice.
It's less Christian Bale Batman, more general growls here and there, which I think is
It's
working
fitting.
better.
It's fitting. He's a puppy. He's Opie. He's a puppy.
You know what
He's a growly boy.
I'm using as inspiration
And
is
he's an
the
eating
fucking.
puppy.
I have to go to work now. Caveman.
It was good to see.
Lines are very sparse, sadly.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that'll fix.
A good majority of it is like a lot of Jackson's narration.
For now.
For now.
I'm sure that'll
For now.
change as they can actually talk to one another more clearly.
Yes.
A lot more will be communicated.
Yeah.
I've always liked how it handles the language barrier, though. It lets it set in.
I love one thing I do kind of like is that like they take the trope of like they don't do the thing where it's like, oh, human understands furry. It's like we must keep this a secret. No, it's like I love the fact that they do they take a good spin on it and they don't have like, oh, we'll implant a thing in your head so we can now communicate. No, it's a weird like inexplainable one-way communication. Now we're putting in measures to make proper communication possible, and even then it won't be foolproof. And I kind of love that setup actually.
It's
Yeah.
so fun. Plus, it really helps with letting you get to know them because you're kind of seeing everything through Tucker's eyes and you're not able to speak to anything. So you're kind of getting an unfiltered version of them almost.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
Yeah, no, I really
Right,
like
anyways.
that.
Yes, I love it. I think we shall continue. Doesn't sound like we're going to be swapping anybody unless somebody wants to swap last minute.
Mm.
I hear no objections. Okay, we shall continue.
I'm out of Skittles.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm out of Skittles.
It's just like
Tucker, I'm out of Skittles.
Tucker, I'm out of Skittles. What do I do?
What do I do?
Like Marrowyn just has a panic attack just there in the hallway.
He had a Skittle
Typical kid.
addiction and no one knew.
Disaster Skittles. Oh, jeez. Okay. It's dark. But I'm no longer surprised by that. I'm sure now the days are longer here. And I feel like I've slept less. Or maybe just worse. It's probably the stress. At least the food hasn't caused me to act up again yet. I would really like something for breakfast other than porridge. But that'll have to come later. Something catches my eye, though, as I start to rouse more. It seems Marruk decided to leave the window working today. Or he just forgot to put it down. Gently creeping over to the wall, I can see he's still lying on the bench. I guess someone has to keep watch. Not that he's keeping watch now, though, on account of being asleep and all. I still feel kind of bad. All he has is a pillow that can't be comfy. After going through my morning routine of pointlessly pacing and trying to wash up using the sink, I decided to just sit at my desk and watch him. He twitches and moves back and forth as much as he can, considering his bed. His ears twitch in reaction to unknown sounds. I don't hear anything, but I'm sure he probably has better hearing than me. It seems like we still have a few good marks before anything happens today. So I decided to just get as comfy as I can and watch the outside of myself for all the entertainment it's worth. I feel a little silly watching Marruk sleep, but considering I'm on camera right now and that they've been watching me from the other side of this wall for the past few days, I don't feel too bad. Time moves at a snail's pace, and I find myself trying to do anything else to entertain myself. It's still too dark to really write or read without straining my eyes. I'd ask for a lamp, but I don't see any outlets anywhere. I doubt I could even read anything on my phone if I got that back either. I don't think I had anything downloaded. Maybe some shitty games, but that'd be it. For now, I guess my best entertainment is watching my warden sleep. After what feels like another mark, the lights come on in a rather dramatic fashion. I notice the first at the end of the hallway out of the corner of my eye, and then another, and another in a procession of illumination. As the lights closest to us come on, I notice Marruk twitching as he tries to roll over. He rolls a bit too far, and his arms flop over and off the edge, signaling the end. With his weight poorly distributed, he starts rolling off the bench until... thud. He rolls right onto the floor. Fortunately, it looks like his head was a bit off to the side, so at least his nose didn't get crunched, but that's still gotta hurt. He wakes up startled, pushing himself up just enough so he's not fully on the floor.
What? Who's there?
He shakes his head and rubs his muzzle, propping himself up a bit so he can finally look around.
Fuck, that hurt.
Still dazed, we make eye contact and he looks stunned. I have to bring my hand to my mouth so as to not completely lose it, but it does a little to abate my laughter.
Oh man, are you okay?
I can't help it. That's one of the dumbest things I've seen since being here, and I'll be damned if it wasn't funny. His expression quickly changes from shock to anger as he tries to rise up to his full intimidating height.
Hey, watch it!
Unfortunately for him, it seems he still hasn't woken up yet fully. As when he tries to stand up, he ends up tripping over himself and falling again. Far more controlled this time, at least, as he manages to catch himself before colliding with the ground fully.
No way! Are you okay?
I can't see his face for a second as he stares at the floor until he turns to me. His expression of anger gone, all that's left is a snarling mess. And the mysterious blue glow pierces my being as I step back. My heart rate drops and I find myself no longer laughing, but instead worried. For him and for myself. And after what feels like a minute of unbroken eye contact, he just turns away and stands himself up fully, and taking an extra care not to fall again. I can't see his face, but I'm worried any second he'll pull a heel turn and lay into me. And the seconds drag on as I stare at his back until I see it gently rise and fall. He turns over his shoulder to meet my eyes. His expression is inscrutable. Perhaps seeing how worried I looked, or for some other unknowable reason, a small smirk appears on his muzzle and he gently scoffs. Before dusting himself off and sitting on his bench again, pulling up whatever it is he looks at on his monitor. No, that won't do. I can't leave it at that. I knock on the glass to get his attention.
Hey! Are you okay?
I can see from here he's got a decent scratch on his muzzle. Just enough to draw blood through his dark fur.
I'm sorry for laughing, but are you okay?
He sighs again, clearly upset I caught his morning ritual of eating shit and pretending like it didn't happen. Swiping away what he was looking at, he stands up again to meet me fully.
What? I didn't even check my messages or done my morning stretches. What could you possibly want this early in the morning?
This early in the morning? I don't think waking up when the lights come on counts as early, but okay. I gesture to my face and the mirrored locations of where his scratches are to draw attention to it. Despite laughing at him, I am genuinely a bit worried he's trying to pretend not to be hurt just to intimidate me. He brings a paw up to his lip and wipes away some of the blood, inspecting it between his paw pads.
It's nothing. I'm fine.
I'm very unconvinced, but I can't tell him to take care of himself. Not yet, at least. I just make a face and pout, unsure if this has any real meaning to him. Though I have been surprised by how much we share facial expressions and little things like that. I mean, they clearly use their tails and ears too, but they're otherwise unexpectedly easy to communicate with. I find myself once again pondering deeply important ideas at the worst times, as Marruk seems to be just staring at me.
Sorry. What?
He takes a deep breath before pinching the bridge of his nose. I may have just upset him again. What he does next surprises me, as he takes a knee to get a bit more eye level with me. Still looking a little bit ticked off, he takes another deep breath.
I'm fine.
We just stare at each other for a few strange seconds. I know I shouldn't even care, but I do, and I can't help it. If he says he's fine, then fine. That's all I can do. But I know I've been fine in the past as well. Maybe I'll just tell Doc to check up on him later. I just nod at him.
Okay.
He takes a second before nodding back and returning to his little area. I return to my desk and continue watching him as he begins his morning routine in full this time. He's very lithe compared to the other Korean I've met. I wonder if that's due to his breed or another factor. He's quite flexible too, able to fully stretch out his back and touch his toes. Not that that's a feat that would be particularly unique to them as a species. I've just never been able to do it myself. I can't imagine Marruk is really getting the exercise he would want while being trapped here with me. But it does say something about him that he is trying despite it all. I wonder how much he has to work out to keep up his impressive form. Even with the great physique, I'm unsure if he'd be stronger than Doc given the difference in size. Still, he's definitely making the most of what he's got. After he finishes his morning stretches, he turns around to take a seat, and notices I've been watching him this whole time.
You gonna watch me when I sleep and work out? Give me a damn break.
Sorry.
He's right, I probably seem like a creep right now. Then again, it's only fair. Still, I turn away, my face feeling a little flushed. With nothing better to do until breakfast, I decide to continue writing down some scattered thoughts while I have time today. With my notes rewritten and a bit more organized, I've truly run out of things to do. And with limited paper, I don't want to waste any more notebook space, and I don't want to waste any more notebook space, just to be safe. Looking over at Marruk, it seems that even he is bored, as he's lying on his back, slowly scrolling down his monitor. Fortunately, as if to save us from our boredom, the door down the hall opens. Maruk's ears flick up as he notices it, and he stands to attention, dusting himself off. I far less elegantly just press myself up against the glass to try and get a better look outside. Before I even have a chance to see who is coming in, Marruk gets my attention. He almost looks worried? What's going on?
Stand back.
Is the last thing I hear as the wall comes back down.
Hey, wait.
I slam my balled fist against the wall to no avail. Is someone coming to see me? Why would they close the wall then? So I don't see them? And what did Marruk mean? Well, I might as well try to get on his good side. Deciding my bed is far enough back, I stand around waiting. Is something supposed to be happening? When nothing does, I'm a bit confused. I can't even hear anything from the other side of the wall. It's been at least 10 minutes, so I give up and lie on my bed a bit. I was enjoying having the wall down, too. I really need to try and stay awake the whole day. No idea if I can sleep through the whole night, though. It's probably what, like 15 or 16 marks? Ugh. In an attempt to wake up a bit, I splash some water on my face. I think this is Tyr.
Okay, I need to go back. I need to remember what I did for him. Ahem. Yeah, I did this part.
What?
Oh, geez, that was, sorry, sudden. I turn to see that the wall is down, but instead of Marruk standing there, it's Doc and the Chief. I offer a friendly wave, to which only Marrowyn half-heartedly replies.
Good morning, Tyr. Doc.
Hello, Tucker. Always endearing hearing your one-sided attempts at communication.
That felt a bit rude. Wasn't expecting that from the Chief. Maybe Marruk, but not Tyr.
I have simply stopped by to report that the learning AI should be completed sometime tomorrow. Sorry for the delay, but configuring a neural to interpret language through conversation alone is not easy. And with the recent authorization from the captain, your 3 elected guardians will be able to download it, and hopefully we can get right to work.
Oh, that sounds great! I can't believe he's apologizing for taking a long time when he's had to translate a whole alien language. Or at least I think that's what he's done. I guess I'll find out tomorrow.
Thanks, Tyr. Sounds great.
Now, I must also say that you being here has... how do I put this?
He takes a moment to think before conferring something with Marrowyn.
Your presence here, unfortunately, put unexpected stress on the function of the station. Word of you is still not particularly widespread, but where it has spread, it's done nothing but slow down work and agitate the crew. It is due to the goodwill of the captain that you have not been placed in a more strict setting. She is surprisingly willing to put her faith in you. That is not something she does lightly. So be on your best behavior, please.
Thanks.
I have no idea what that means. I guess my presence here might be more of an issue than they previously thought. I mean, I am an alien, but everyone I've met so far has taken it really well. Surprisingly well, actually. Maybe that's not the norm around here.
I'm sorry for that rather grim message. But the captain has made it very clear that the mission of the station takes priority.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Marrow decides to pipe in, maybe realizing that Tear is freaking me out a bit. He offers a small smile before noticing Tear is already trying to head out.
Marruk will be back in a mark or two. He has a meeting he has to attend. And we must be on our way as well. I do wish you the best, really. I'll see you tomorrow when hopefully you can introduce yourself properly.
Marrow stays behind for a minute and turns to me, meeting me with solemn, almost worried eyes.
The captain does mean well, truly. But she has to look out for everyone here. Not just you. And she will look out for you if she can. If she can't, I will. I promise.
And with that, he turns to catch up to Tear.
Sir, please, wait up.
He leaves before I can even utter.
Thank you.
Seems like there is a lot going on beyond these walls. So much so that I might not even be the most important thing going on here. I can't worry myself over what lies beyond that door for now. It seems like tomorrow a lot of things will be cleared up. Or made more confusing. But I'm hopeful nonetheless. It is awfully lonely without anyone here, though. And with nothing to do, I just find myself pacing and making outlandish ideas about what's going on. Are they just waiting to experiment on me or something? Like, what could possibly be more interesting than finding an alien? And a sentient one at that. Who is this captain anyways, and why is she so mysterious? Ugh. All these dumb thoughts might be causing me to freak out more, which is not what I need right now. I try to take a few breaths to calm down. I don't know any actual breathing technique, so I kind of just end up taking a few deep breaths to move on and pretend nothing happened. None of this posturing changes the fact that I'm bored and alone. Looking around, it seems that they are confident that I will not escape. And they're probably right, as I don't even know how anyone could get out of here without a monitor. With truly nothing to do, I resign myself to daydreaming and waiting. Tomorrow can't come soon enough. After almost falling asleep for the second time, I'm startled out of my drowsiness by the sound of the door opening. Finally! I guess Marruk finished whatever meeting he was in.
Hello,
The crane that turns the corner, however, is not Marruk, but in fact Rhoun. I guess he's free again today.
Hey there, bud? Remember me? Rhoun? We met yesterday. Kinda.
Smiling and stifling a small laugh, I reply.
Yes, Rhoun. I remember you. How are you doing today?
He gives me a small smile before looking around. I realize he's brought me some food today. I wonder if they are coordinating who has time to bring me my meals. I hope he knows about my allergies.
I thought Lieutenant Marruk would be here to open the door. I don't really know how to get in to give you your food.
He looks around the corner closest to the wall and spots something.
Hold on. I think I can fix this.
He puts the tray down and walks out of sight a bit, messing with something on the wall. I can't see what he's doing, but I can see a faint blue light emanating from over there. After hearing what can only be described as a power tool of some kind, I'm definitely very curious to see what's going on. I lean as far as I can on the window to try and get a closer look, but then suddenly... thud! The wall falls away. And me along with it. I collide with the floor with a resounding thud.
Ah, damn it. Warn me next time, please.
Wow, I can hear you much better. Did it work?
Rhoun sticks his head around the corner, and I can see his expression go from excited to worried in an instant. What's wrong? It's not my fault I fell outside my cell. Oh, I'm outside of my cell. This is certainly awkward.
Hey, please, please get back inside your. Oh dear.
The poor guy looks petrified. I think he might be shaking a bit too. Still, I'm of two minds right now. Part of me is saying, of course I'll get back in the cell. Tomorrow you'll be able to talk and it'll be all okay. But there's a part of me, a small, deeply scared and profoundly human part that is only saying one thing. Run. I stand stuck, unable to move and unable to make a decision. My eyes slip back and forth between Rhoun and the door behind him. I've finally seen it for the first time, but I know it is no real exit. Rhoun is looking back at me, just as worried as I am, and probably more so. His arm glowing a bright blue, and cords coming out of his wrist and into a panel on the wall. It's not worth it.
Sorry, Rhoun. I fell us all. I didn't mean to scare you.
I take my food tray and walk back inside. There's no glass, no nothing. For his sake, I hope he can fix it. He slowly turns the corner and sees me on my bed, enjoying what he brought for me.
Thank you.
He tries to lean against the wall, but realizes there is no wall and manages to catch himself before he falls.
Why did that... Oh no. Wait.
He walks up and down the length of my cell, grasping at the air to try and find the wall that isn't there. He, of course, finds nothing.
Oh my. Let me see if I can fix this. I should have access now.
He pulls up his monitor from his arm, a feat that may never not impress me, and flicks through a few screens. In a worryingly short sequence, the wall rebuilds itself, turns solid, opens its door, closes its door, then finally changes back to glass. I can see Rhoun standing on the other side, stunned. I guess this might be beyond his purview. He continues to fiddle around with his monitor while I just enjoy watching him. There's also one of those wrapped burgers on the tray. I better not touch it to be safe. After a good few minutes, he seems to have better control of the wall, going so far as to even repair the box he opened to get access to it. I can see he's also looking around for something.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have seen a small wrapped, parcel anywhere, would you?
Laughing a bit, I walk over to the wall and hold up his lunch.
Oh, thanks. I must have misplaced it. Again.
He reaches to grab it and once again finds himself bumping into an invisible force.
Oh! Right. Not used to all these security measures. Sorry. Let me just grab that.
He fiddles with his arm and briefly opens the door until lunch is in hand. Actually, I noticed all of the wall was gone again, but I try not to point it out. I guess he's still getting the hang of the interface. After looking around the room, it seems he decided the best place to sit was the floor, so he just takes a seat. I collect my tray and move over to sit next to him. He looks up shyly and offers a small, nervous grin.
Hey there, bud. I hope I got what you wanted. Dr. Marrowyn said I had to be really specific as to make sure not to make you sick. I hope I did it right.
It's all looks good to me, bud.
He just stares at me for a bit. I know he can't understand me, but I understand him even less. Well, I can understand him fine, but trying to stare into and beyond his eyes, I can't tell what's going on in there. Not that I'm complaining, as he's been nothing but kind so far. Without breaking eye contact, he takes a bite of his burger. It's very germacore of you.
Oh my god.
K9, for the recording, you have to overlay that gif of Germa taking a bite of the burger on Rowan's
I
face.
will do. I have to
Oh my
ask,
God.
since that's such a specific thing to say, has somebody already made fan art of him eating the burger like Germa?
No! No, nobody
Wow.
has.
Alright, you know what? Fuck it, that's going on my list now.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Yes! For those who don't know, this is the gif I'm referring to.
Also, Marruk gets the lollipop, Rhoun gets the burger.
It's literally this. It was literally doing that. Oh my god, amazing. I just thought of that too. I've literally read this novel so many times, but I only just now thought
Oh
of
my
Germa.
god. I like the idea as well that these two are just the type to get into a staring contest and like they just walk back and like, what the fuck are you two doing?
Oh man, okay. It seems the bread is like a dense, crumbly material, and the meat has some hints of oil coming out of it. But of what kind, I could not say. Definitely not like something you'd find back home. Noticing me staring at his lunch, he pipes up.
You have something like this? I mean, where you're from.
It seems like a burger, albeit with some liberties taken. So I gesture, kind of, the best I can. I think he gets what I mean.
They're not too hard to make. Well, I don't know how to make the buns. But, the cooking I can do. I don't know if you, know what that is. Wait. Of course you do. Sorry. Do you have other foods back home? Different foods?
I nod.
Yeah, we have plenty of different kinds of food. Lots of cultures and such.
Just nods in response, clearly not understanding what I'm saying, but still polite nonetheless. Fidgeting, he continues slowly eating his lunch and checking his monitor for any new messages, stopping on one in particular. He starts reading it before noticing my intense stare.
Oh, sorry. I was just, this might actually be for you, too. Dr. Seno messaged me. Well, he messaged me about a broken light, but he also said that, the, learning AI that the professor's working on should be done soon. Well, that all seems good. Except that light. I should probably fix that. I've never used one, so, I hope it works. But I trust the chief. He's really smart, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I hope it doesn't take too long. I need to get back to Milo about those pipes in the physics department and,
He continues to mumble to himself about work for a while, and I just let him as I finish up my lunch. And after a while, his eyes pop up and meet mine. He looks a bit shocked to realize he's been zoning out. And I've been there before.
Oh, sorry. What were we talking about? I need to schedule things better.
Connie?
Connie, do you want to take over Tucker? Since Twin Diz currently needs someone.
Okay, yeah. It's okay, Rhoun.
So, did you like your meal? It seemed a bit lacking. Sorry. I just. Most people around here prefer something heartier or just. Well, more than that. I think the worker at the cafeteria thought I was gonna starve when I only ordered this much and said it was for 2 people.
I guess appetites are pretty big around here. Makes sense considering the size of these Karain. That being said, Marruk doesn't seem to eat much, and I haven't seen Doc eat anything.
Yes, thank you. It was just enough.
Hopefully he can't tell I'm lying. I don't think I'll starve, but I'm definitely still hungry.
Oh, I'm glad. The cafeteria was so busy today, I almost considered trying to make something for you myself. Sorry, is that weird? I just normally end up cooking for myself. Nothing fancy, just like toast.
Wow. A man after my own heart. I do hope he finds the time to eat, though. He seems awfully busy.
I don't have much in my quarters to cook with, but sometimes I can get into the kitchens and cook something up. They usually aren't too crowded.
That sounds nice, Rhoun. I'd love some toast.
I let out a small laugh, and he replies in kind.
It's nice being here when it's just quiet. Well, I mean, you understand.
I'm curious how big this place is, and just how many Karain are here. It seems like quite the big operation. It would certainly explain why the captain and Tyr are worried.
It's usually not so bad, though. If it ever gets too much, there's always somewhere that's nice and quiet. I often find myself too busy to really go and enjoy some of the facilities around here. Although, I can confidently say I've been to all of them, if only to fix something sometime or another. Always a light out or a door not working. It's nice to see the others enjoying them, though.
Maybe you can take me some of them? Anything is more interesting than being stuck here.
Yeah.
There's no way he understood me. But that was a verbal agreement, and I'm holding him to it. We'll just have to learn about that later, though.
Sorry. I know I'm supposed to just talk and stuff, but I feel bad just talking at you. I hope I'm not boring you.
No, it's fine, really. This is one of the longest conversations I've had in a while.
Well, let's see, what else is there,
There's literally a whole system for me to learn about. I'm sure whatever he brings up will be interesting enough.
Do you have...
The door down the hall opens. I hear measured steps coming down the hall. Rhoun turns to look and his smile wavers.
Hello, Lieutenant Marruk?
Marruk stops in front of the cell and throws a glare our way. His eyes take in every last aspect of our meeting. Whether he deems it acceptable or not, I couldn't tell. He simply scoffs, rolls his eyes, and walks to his bench. Not even a hello to waste it on us. Rhoun looks really out of it. I can't blame him, really. I gently tap on the glass. Our eyes meet, and he offers me a small but fleeting smile.
So, what was I saying? Do you have, things you like to do at home? Besides read?
Oh, yeah, sure. I enjoy being out in nature, hiking and stuff. Playing games. Board games mainly, but video games are fine. You can't understand me at all right now. I could say anything. How soft are you? Who is the captain? Why is Marruk such an ass?
Shit, wait! I realize my fault before it's too late. I realize my fault a bit too late, as while they can't understand me, they can probably understand when I say their names. Taking a careful glance in his direction proves me right, as I'm met with a confused stare. He seems to be peeking over his monitor screen at me. I'd say I should be more careful with what I say, but tomorrow it might not matter at all. Actually, it might matter even more then.
Maybe you can draw it for me? Sorry, I...
Can't understand me, I get it. I realize I have no idea what to draw for either of these. So I just sketch the first thing that comes to mind and hope for the best. I hold up the board and Rhoun seems far more confused this time, unable to understand either concept through my crude pictographs.
You like, rocks? Playing with rocks? I think we have a geology department here somewhere. And, this other one... Is it a graph?
Foxy.
Zevi boy?
Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Hey, you're all good.
Looks like a game board.
I almost dropped the board as I flinched backwards. Marruk had silently walked over to the window without either of us noticing. Rhoun seems to have almost fallen over, catching himself with his prosthetic.
What did you call this other one? Playing with rocks? He's clearly trying to draw rock climbing. Or something.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
Rhoun averts his gaze to the floor and stays quiet while Marruk looms overhead. A terrible silence permeates the room.
Yeah, it's, rock climbing. Sure thing, Marruk. Can you stop scaring Rhoun now?
I'll assume you were just agreeing with me. Afraid you won't find much to climb here. You're gonna have to find something else to entertain yourself if they let you out of here.
If? What does that mean? They are going to let me out of here once the learning AI works. Right?
You could always try to play games by yourself. Though, I can't imagine that'd be very interesting.
I'd play...
What was that?
Nothing. I'd play a game with them. If they wanted.
Sure. And who's gonna let you into their cell?
I, guess you would?
No. No, I would not.
Rhoun looks away and mumbles something.
you say something? Huh.
The painful silence creeps back into the room. I'm unsure if it's a reprieve from that pointed conversation or a herald of things to come. Eventually, though, as if bored with the conversation, Marruk rolls his eyes and walks over a few paces to lean against the wall. He continues his work, whatever that might be. I pout at him angrily, but he either doesn't see me or doesn't care. I consider waking Rhoun, but I decide to give him a moment instead. Eventually, he perks up a bit and looks back at me.
Oh, I don't have much time for games. But I'm sure it'd be nice to play with you.
That sounds nice. Maybe sometime when I get out of here, we can figure that out. Maybe I can meet your crew too.
He still seems pretty skittish all of a sudden. I don't know what bad blood these two have, but it's starting to piss me off. Well, it's either bad blood or Marruk is just like this with everyone. Which is also possible. Rhoun seems to see something I don't, and then pulls up his monitor and starts flipping through some screens. Maybe he got a message? Feeling a bit left out as both Crane are essentially on their phones ignoring me, I decide to speak up. Unfortunately, only Rhoun acknowledges me.
Sorry, I got a notification from one of my crew. One of my best one of my friends. They're wondering where I am. I forgot to message I would be busy again today.
Ah, right. Everyone has jobs they have to keep up with, along with taking care of me. Shit. They have their own lives, too. Maybe I should be more careful about that. Well, maybe when they let me out of the cell.
Fine, really.
He types a short message to his friend and chuckles to himself.
They're a good group of workers, but sometimes they can get a bit lost. Just last week, I had to help Milo out of the vent he got lost in. Sometimes this place just feels like a maze, even to me. I also need to message Cass about working late tonight to fix those lights in Dr. Sano's office. Sure they won't mind.
I wonder how big his team is. I hope I get to meet them.
Rhoun, how did Tucker get their food delivered to them?
What do you mean? I gave it to them.
How? Let me explain this so even you can understand it. Cell door was closed when I left. Doc surely didn't leave it open. So how did you open it?
I have clearance?
No, you don't. Don't make me check the cameras.
I opened the control panel and self-clearance. Dr. Sano told me to bring lunch for him. And when you weren't here, I got worried, so I just thought it made sense, so they didn't get hungry.
Let me make sure I understand this. You came in here without a warden, took immediate action to open the cell while a prisoner was inside, and endangered yourself and the rest of the crew by making contact with said prisoner.
No, no, I just opened the door to give them lunch, is all. They were only out of their cell for a few seconds.
They were... What? Don't make me look it up, damn it! What happened?
Rhoun doesn't look great. I'm worried he's about to have a panic attack or something. I don't know what I can do for him from here.
I just wanted to help them, is all, Marruk.
Looming over Rhoun, Marruk certainly has an intimidating aura about him. I stand up to try and get between them best I can, which isn't much as I'm still trapped behind 4 inches of glass. Marruk looks furious, but more than anything, he just looks tired. The anger is quickly replaced with apathy as he brings himself in.
I'm reporting this to Chief Zeno. Get out before I throw you in one of those cells myself.
Rhoun is breathing heavily, eyes blurry and defocused. He manages to pull himself up and head over to the door. Not even managing to give me a final look or parting wave.
Go directly to medical. Get decontaminated and checked up, damn it! With Doc, not the emergency team! Just what I needed, more fucking reports to file.
I hear a sheepish,
Yes, sir.
which is cut off by the door closing. I furiously glare at Marruk, trying to penetrate his very being with my rage. It doesn't take long for him to turn to me, finally acknowledging I exist. I was never particularly tall, only ever being around 5'7". Around all this terrain, there's very little I can do to act tough.
No, didn't come in, did it? What? What could you possibly want?
I throw my salad bowl at him. It harmlessly bounces off the wall. He doesn't seem impressed.
Don't you start with me. I cannot be bothered today. Throw your damn tantrum if you want. I just have to go delegate new schedules for my entire team with extended marks because I will be busy pop-sitting you for the foreseeable future. I have to make sure that fool doesn't contract some alien virus and infect the whole station. And I haven't been able to even sleep in my own damn quarters for almost a week because of this mess.
As if that's any excuse to be a jackass. At least apologize to him.
He gets close to the glass and I try not to back up or show any fear. A low rumbling comes from his throat as the very edges of his canines show. Up this close, all those teeth look deathly sharp. His show of intimidation is met as I take another step forward. I may be dwarfed by him, but I know I cannot show fear. His eyes flip back and forth, trying to find if his tactics have found purchase. As they have not, he scowls and backs off. Pulling up his monitor, he flips through a few screens and stops on an unknown destination. We lock gazes one last time as his finger hovers over an invisible button. Unsure of what he is doing or threatening, I remain unfazed. After a few more painful seconds, he just swipes the screen away and goes to sit on the bench, towards the far edge, just out of sight. Fine by me. I'm not in the mood to deal with him right now either. I think we'll call it there for tonight.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cutting it off just a little bit before some important stuff.
Oh, okay.
Or a smidge of importance.
Important things, you say.
Slightly, smidge, just a smidge, a pinch, a dash.
A dash of muy importante.
Oh, we got like 4 minutes left. I don't want to stop in an awkward position.
That's very fair.
No, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Good voice acting from you guys. Rhoun and Marruk chewing the scenery.
That was fun.
Know, right?
That was great.
Y'all were getting into it.
I loved it so much.
It was really good. Like
was
I
a
could
lot of
honestly feel the The timidness and the terror from Rhoun and the anger and the exasperation from Marruk / Zev.
The situation now makes a lot more sense. My Marruk is so frustrated with it all. If this is what he has to deal with,
Yeah, honestly, his
I
his
really
anger-
love the anger you put in, Zev. Like, just generally, that was
Yes.
like genuinely
really good.
intimidating. I loved it.
oh, thank you, thank you.
And then you pulled it back really well too.
Mm.
Like with that,
Yeah,
I'm reporting this to Director Seno. Like that was such a good pullback on it. I loved it.
It's
There's also
so
the really
good.
interesting moment where, as Rhoun is leaving, Marruk is still like, "And take care of yourself." There's like this sense of it's not just, oh, he hates him. It's like something happened clearly, and he's mad at him, but doesn't hate him.
They have the gays are fighting.
They have a history of some kind, clearly.
Yeah.
I suspect whatever the accident is that caused Marruk to get his neural was caused by Rhoun. That's my current suspicion.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's quite possible, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's very
Very
interesting.
possible.
Also, like, I will fully admit that, like, for some, I don't know why, the part where, like, Marruk is chewing out Rhoun and, like, I don't know why, I was, like, putting myself in Rowan's perspective, and I actually was feeling a bit, like, I was feeling that anxiety, not from Zev, like, you didn't actually scare me, Zev, so don't worry about that, but, like, I've been there before, and that is not a good feeling to have.
Do we know
Yeah,
how
I've definitely
Rhoun
been
got
there.
his
That hit-
neural?
that hit
No,
me.
we don't. And I
No,
think the
could
incidents were
be-
combined. I think it was something happened to them both.
Yes,
It could
that's my
be
theory too.
interesting if it was like the other way around and Marruk caused Rowan to get his neural, and it's kind of like a self-resentment because Rowan like has already moved on past it, but like Marruk hasn't.
Ooh,
Who's to
Yeah.
say
that would be
who's to-
cool. I
who's to
like
say
that.
Who's to say that Rowan has moved past it? Like, he seems incredibly passive, but he could still be harboring something of his own.
Well,
Yeah.
he has some sort of personality quirk that has been called out specifically by the other characters, and we probably assume that to be, maybe autistic. It's kind of the vibes I get out of him.
Neurodivergent, a little bit.
Neurodivergent for sure, of some kind.
Yeah, especially.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that's what the other characters see. So that'll be interesting.
Mhm.
Good theories. And yes, I've thought the exact same things of
Dang it.
Yeah.
One,
Marruk and Rowan. What happened with them is definitely tied together. I think they were boyfriends, honestly. I think they were boyfriend.
well, they obviously have a history together.
I could
Considering the
see
fact,
it, actually.
Considering the
I could
fact
see it.
that I did pick up on the fact that, like, Rowan is fighting against the habit of calling, of using the title officer and not lieutenant.
Yes.
So that implies to me that he was very familiar with Marruk whenever Marruk was back as just like an officer and had gotten the position he is now, where he's a leader of sorts. So they had to know each other much earlier on, or like as we theorize, a more interpersonal relationship had occurred between the two. But who's to really say what happened at that point? Like,
Yeah.
Because if they were boyfriends, I wonder how that came about, and I wonder how they. But then again, I'm wondering how they came together. But then again, that's me judging it from how their personalities are now. Who's to say whatever because it's very obvious these two have trauma. So who's to know how they were back when they didn't have that baggage? But I am intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued. And also,
Yes.
there's something
Oh,
strange.
Jackson is reveling in this. Jackson
know,
is
I know.
reveling.
This is,
Well, no, we're finally to the points where I'm like, I don't know what's going on either.
That's making a lot of fun.
This is a plot point where I'm like, yes, now I can share in the mystery, because it's like, what the fuck's going on with these two?
I know, right?
Why are they fighting? Who are these adult Karain, and why are they fighting?
I know, right? There was the one thing that
Baby
Marruk
girl.
did near the end, though, that was confusing to me. The fact that they stated a random location, or like specific location. I feel like I interpreted this completely wrong, but for some reason I got the image that Marruk was just about to jettison Tucker out to space to kill him. I don't.
Oh my
know,
goodness.
I don't know why I read it like that, but it very much
could've
like
been.
it very much felt like he was. It very much felt like he was pointing a gun to Tucker's head, and he was like, "All right, I need to calm the fuck down," and just slowly lowered it. But it's either that or he was going to mess. Like my initial.
He was
idea-
gonna put the wall up, I think.
It's probably the wall. For some reason, my other theory, I don't know what kind of fucking technology they had. I thought he was going to probably get back at Tucker by, like, I don't know, projecting something strange on the walls to freak him out. Like, I don't know if they have that. Probably not. But it was that, and then it was, oh god, he's about to fucking throw him out into space. Like, he just selected random coordinates in space and just bye.
I don't think it'd be that extreme. I think it was just the wall.
The thing is, you have to admit, Tucker is in a jail cell. What do they do with what would they do with prisoners there other than keep them indefinitely? What would they do to prisoners they don't need anymore?
Electrify the floor, maybe.
Maybe.
The prisoners are riding. Electrify the floor.
Brutal.
Make them play the floor is lava game.
Captain, I've had enough of this human. Whack his pee-pee.
Oh my god, I love that.
I definitely see maybe some like Flynn and Carl like dynamic between Rhoun and
Oh no!
Marruk.
Don't compare them to that, or I will ship. Don't compare. Invoke that comparison, and I will ship.
Wait, what's the comparison? I didn't catch that.
Flynn and Carl.
Oh,
I kinda get
yeah,
the
they are kind of a bit of a floral vibe.
Oh my god.
If they are the flaw, then I will ship. It is as simple as that.
I ship them. We have to ship them, honestly.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of Flynn and Marruk when he behaves like that around Rhoun.
I mean, I did make the wager that Marruk was based off of Flynn, at least in personality.
Yeah, and especially like now even more that you see like this kind of dynamic with him and Rhoun.
It's very much more apparent.
Yeah.
Even at the end of the day, it really... Marruk is being an ass, but he's also just trying so damn hard to just manage everything. And I feel kind of bad for him because of it. Like, he's just trying so damn hard, and like everyone's getting him at his wit's end. Like, fucking
level of
it's
like I don't need enough of this energy that he radiates in every scene.
I know, I love him. I personally really, really, really love him. He's great, and I love Zev's portrayal of him.
Oh, Zev does such a good job.
Yes.
Engie boy. Engie boy.
Yes.
Angie.
Totally.
Angie Dobie.
And he's Angie because he is very tired and needs to sleep.
Needs to sleep. True, so true.
Yes.
Look at him go.
Look at
I
it
love
go.
the theorizing though.
I do love me a bit of theorizing. But yeah, okay. I think this is a good point for me to stop the recording. So say farewell, and I'll
thank you for listening.
Thank you. I'll
if
try
whoever's gonna listen,
I'll try and get this out as soon as I can. It
Thank you,
should be pretty
Oh
easy.
wait, thank you for listening, Yugen and Nice Fang, because I know you guys are gonna be listening this episode
Yes.
specifically.
Hope you enjoy.
Enjoy, everyone.
And Cryptid, thank you for listening, Cryptid.
Thank you, Cryptid. All right, bye now.